So this time around, we get three stories, technically. The first one being as well started off at the very end of Volume 14 and continue on here with Volume 15 is the story of Kagome going back to her normal time. Well, apparently the guy that liked her or whatever has some girl infatuated by him, and she starts basically seeing the better qualities in Inuyasha while talking to her friends. Because it's kind of like that therapeutic thing, you know, where you start talking about something and you start talking about your likes and dislikes on something. Sometimes, without you realizing it, your likes can actually outweigh your dislikes. So, it was a nice little few chapters of these two. I mean, by those two, I mean Kagome and Inuyasha, both coming to terms with one another, and basically letting what happened between Kagome and Kouga rest in peace. Now, there was one little part with Shippo that genuinely made me laugh, and I don't exactly quite know why that was. I think it was because of Shippo's naivety. Sorry, I'm probably saying that word wrong. Naivety. His naiveness, basically. That's the fact that Shippo is a kid. He's the only child that's part of the group. And his reason for being part of the group is still unbeknownst to me. Probably because he probably sees both Inuyasha and Kagome as a surrogate mother and a surrogate father, respectively. When Kagome comes back, okay, it almost feels as if this whole her going back to her timeline was a intermission to a ongoing plot. So basically the group learns that there's a bear with a Shikon fragment and it's been terrorizing people. They confront the bear. The bear fights Inuyasha for a little bit. Then the poison insects come, take the jewel out of its forehead. And so Kouga and his dudes learn about this. Or rather, they learn that there's like a bunch of Shikon fragments at a castle. And thus enter Kagura, who is a being that was formed from Naraku. Now, Naraku is able to basically take pieces of himself and create whole new beings. And the whole point with Kouga is that he knew that this young leader had a few fragments, and so he wanted to lure him, basically, to the castle, at the same time knowing that Inuyasha and Ko would probably show up, maybe show up, you know. And here's the thing, too, is that Kouga falls for Naraku's trap. Inuyasha realized it was a trap the moment he saw all the dead bodies rise up because of Kagura's, one of her abilities is, like, I think it's called Dead Corpse Party, or something like that, where basically she can control corpses like they're marionettes. How that works, I don't know, considering the fact that she is a wind user ability, and I don't really see how that works, to be honest. Like, you're able to control the wind and utilize wind techniques, yet you're also able to manipulate corpses. What? Those two don't go together. It's like putting hummus with peanut butter. No, sorry. It's like putting hummus with jelly. Actually, maybe a mint jelly would actually work with hummus. But anyways, I digress, okay? I personally don't think those two mix. But anyways, Kouga falls for the trap. Kouga believes Inuyasha's the one that killed his people. Kouga and Inuyasha get at it. Inuyasha gets his arm broken. And then, right when it was like Kouga won, Kagura shows up. She's like, ha 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 ha. I'm the one who killed your homeboys. Kouga's like, oh yeah, bitch, I'm gonna fuck you up. When that happens, that's when the poison, the miasma, kicks in, and Kouga goes down for the count. But then Inuyasha's like, nah, fuck this. I'm gonna wreck this bitch. And with the help of Kagome, with the help of her arrow, the fact that her arrow can purify Naraku's miasma means that she's able to take the poison out of Kouga, and also means that she's able to basically disperse the wind that Kagura can create. Because, here's the thing, with the fact that Kagura can create wind, that means Inuyasha can't use his wind scar technique. The moment that he does, fucks Kagura up, but doesn't kill her. So she's able to survive and battle another day. And thus enter story number 3, where we learn that there's this little girl named Koharu who met Miroku a long time ago when she was like 11, and Miroku, being the guy that he is, asked her to bear his child. Like, what the fuck, man? But he wasn't going to touch her at the time. He was basically just, I guess, putting in her head that he was going to do that at some point. When they meet again, in present time, she's now 14 years old, which still, Miroku, yeah. But here's the funny thing, though. Sango is pissed by all this. It's almost as if Sango is growing feelings for Miroku, which is kind of weird because looking back at their interactions with one another, it either seems to be like two friends hanging out, or two comrades in arms. There's really no tension there, as far as I can tell. At least with Inuyasha and Kagome, you can see there's a kind of a tension between the two. You know, but then again, a lot of the point of view within the story is from either of those characters. And it's rare that we get to see point of views from Miroku's side or from Sango's side. So, good possibility that, because being around him for so long, Sango is starting to grow an attachment towards Miroku. And possibly the fact that she gets, irritated by him constantly asking all these girls if they would bear his child is because, maybe, like Kagome, she wants Miroku to settle down. If I say like Kagome, I mean Kagome in conjunction to Inuyasha. Now, going back to what I was talking about, okay, with Koharu, is that Kagura shows up again. She's there with her quote-unquote sister named Kanna. And Kanna holds this mirror that can take away a person's soul. And thus, their plan is basically to eradicate Kagome, because Kagome is the most lethal person in Inuyasha's group that will cause Naraku problems later on. And thus, that is where this volume ends. So far as characters go, Kagura and Kanna are both pretty boring characters, to be honest. Kagura, I never liked her. Not even the anime version of her I really didn't like. And this one, I like even less, because, well, she's essentially a Naraku clone. Granted, she doesn't have the same memories and crap as Naraku does, because if she did, then she would know who Inuyasha is, who the rest of them are, and she wouldn't have any problems facing off against any of them. Granted, though, I don't think Naraku knows about the wind scar. But then, when Kagura confronted Naraku, she blamed him for not telling her about that technique. So that means that Naraku knows about the wind scar. He knows about the cutting wind technique, as it's referred to in these scanlations that I'm reading. Kanna, I said already, a boring character. I don't know why, but when I was younger, I liked Kouga as a character. But now being a lot older now, and reading the story, Kouga is fucking annoying. He's a stupid dumbass of a character. The fact that he wouldn't listen to reason, hey, that came from Inuyasha, who tried to give him, basically explain to him what the fuck was going on. And Inuyasha, like I said earlier, that motherfucker skull is so goddamn thick that a hippo would break its teeth trying to crush his skull. okay? But it's not as thick as Kouga's skull, okay? Kouga's skull is so fucking thick that you can drop an entire 20-ton brick right onto him. Nah, fuck that. An anvil, okay? Would say a 90-ton anvil onto his motherfucker's head and still wouldn't crack. No bullshit. The entire time reading this, I'm like, really, bro? And then, when Kouga's healed, there's no thank you, Kagome, for healing me. Then he heals, Kagome heals him, okay? It's, hey, Inuyasha, fuck you, bro. Out, peace. Like, wow, that's a bitch fucking move to do. And I liked this character when I was younger? What the fuck was wrong with me? Like, fucking seriously. I know Kouga's gonna show up later on, and each single time he shows up, I hope he gets fucking ass kicked. Honestly. Don't like him. Alright, with that being said, what do you guys think of Inuyasha Volume 15? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to, that is. Make sure you hit that notification icon, and that bell is a ring-a-ding dingin'. That way, you'll know when I put out another video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and wait till after the video. That way, you can check out my social media platforms that you can follow me on and such. Alright, bye.